Hey you, and welcome. My name is Roger. In this video today, we're going to go through the build on how I built the box for the ashes. Here's the finished product. Still got the name bar to put on there for him. Sure to hope you enjoy the video. I sure to hope that she enjoys the box and that it's satisfactory for her. But before we use any power tools, let's talk about shop safety. So very important, especially to wear these safety glasses. Let's get after it. Okay, so first things first, I've already had to rip these down to fit them onto the joiner. They're a little over 6 inches wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to the joiner, and we're going to try and get all this flat. I buy all my lumber rough cut and just mill it myself. Now I cut them to 16-inch lengths, and even though the box will be 9 by 9 by 9, due to some snipe in the planer, which happens, snipe happens, not a lot we can do about it, but so I always leave a little bit long, and I'll cut off any snipe and any other problems. So looking at the grain, we know we're going to be rocking just a little bit. So what I always do is I always test them to see which one will be the best side to start on. And so when it rocks like this, it's going to be harder because you really have to take out a lot of that pump right there on the joiner. And so if we start on this side, this will be a lot easier to get our first flat side. Okay, here we go. Flat side, put an X in it, and then we'll do an edge. Okay, so we are about a little over 15/16 for thickness, a little over. I'm going to leave the top and the bottom this thick so that we can, it'll be a little bit beefier of a base on the top for routing operations and kind of screwing everything together. So a little over that, we'll take the sides down to 3/4. So I left them thicker than what my finished piece will be. And the reason for that is after we get done gluing it, just in case it's off a little bit, we can touch it up in the planer. And what I'm going to do is we look at this grain that way and grain that way. We want it opposing so that it doesn't cup or warp or move once we're done. So what I'll do with all these is I'll figure out how I want it, just like that. And then when I take it back through this edge here through the jointer, what I'll do is I'll put an I here and an O here. So you might not be able to see that, but the I and the O, what that does is this will go in towards the fence and this will be out away from the fence. And that way, if your jointer's off just a smidge, then this joint here will still be perfect. All right, I put glue. So I ran them in the out, and this edge is just a little damaged. There's no reason why they don't fit together. Look out for this end. Fit together beautifully. Okay. A bit of glue. There we go. All right. You don't have little acid brushes? Get them. They're fantastic. Spray them on each side. Really spray. I'm not too worried about runoff, just because it's going to go through the planer again to get it down to a final dimension of 3/4 of an inch. So sometimes you have to worry about glue getting out of the wood because it messes with the finish. But going through the planer, I'm not going to worry about it. If you haven't made a board like this, make one. It makes glue up so much easier. Just some 3-inch PVC pipe, screw down a piece of plywood, perfect. Remember, tight's tight. Let's squeeze out some of the glue, but not all of it. There you go. One down, doesn't more to go. Alright, everything's glued up. And in the plants. And tomorrow we'll get it out, scrape off the excess, put it through the planer, get it dimensions, get it to final size, and be ready for dovetails. And everybody always says, what do you want for Christmas? Plants, plants, and more plants. You have enough plants. You never have enough plants. The dovetail jig that I'm using, the quarter cable, it says that for the best joints, you want to have 1-inch increments plus 1/4 of an inch to make the layout the best. So these are right at 9. I'm going to come down to 8 1/4 inches. I've already sent them to the joiner, so I have this edge jointed so it's square. And then I'm going to trim this edge off. Alright, I have a crosscut sled. I've already trimmed this edge flush. I got a mark, got a stop block here, 9 inches from this edge here. Maybe 9 inches from this edge of the wood. Put our pressing cuts side there. Although this is square, this is square. You can just double check one more time. Let your lines cut one straight. We're right there at 9 inches. Perfect. These are just the cutoffs from the other pieces. And what we want to do is we want to look for the best face. Okay? Look at this one. Because you want the face to be out. Like that. Rip it right in there. Leave that. Put that out. Okay? This one here. Same. It's a good joint right there. So leave that out. And this one doesn't look the best, so we'll leave that. So we're going to put an ion here for inside, and then we want to mark all these. Every corner, A, B, B, C, C, and D, D. Okay? And then with whatever we want the tails, we want to mark that one. So we're going to use the walnut for here. For the tails. So we're tail, tail. Get it set up and get it cut into dovetails. So really this is actually much easier to do because it's just one bit, one setup. Yeah, it doesn't have that same look to it, but it's still very nice. Either way. Face shield. Good. First thing we do is cut a relief here. So that way when you go in and out, it doesn't have to create any tear out this way. So you just kind of buzz right along here, and then you just start cutting it out there. Make sure you're tight against your stops. Everything will line up just right. Nice and flat there. The groove looks pretty even. I like it. Let's go. thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you real soon in the next one. Don't know what we'll be doing. We'll be building, or might be cruising, or we might be on the griddle. We'll see. But if you would please, give me a like, hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss any videos. And until the next one, get out there and get to making some sawdust.